So welcome, Southern Cameroonians, welcome country people them. Now we usual town hall people them. Me, Ato Muchia, and my colleague, Dr. Edmond Folefak. Hi, Doc. Welcome. I know we there with you last Sunday. Happy to see you again.
Yeah, thank you. You'll be there on vacation. I get on sabbatical. Thank you. Welcome back and welcome to everybody for Ground Zero, our comrades in prison, the one them for streets, the one them for inside the bushes, and we'll continue to pay homage to the ones that will not be injured and all our listeners, wherever you may be placed. We always appreciate you listening to us.
Yes, talking about our comrades in prison, we will continue to remind our people about the releasedemcampaign.com. Make we go this website, make we keep that campaign going. Now people them with the prison, political prisoners, prisoners of conscience. This campaign done launched now for about 3 weeks, and it gathered a lot of steam internationally. We will see Amnesty International join, a committee for the protection of journalists done join, and a number of other European politicians, they don't join the campaign for put pressure on Biya. And then today also, Doc, it marked the first anniversary of the killing of the chiefs in Lebialem. So we will take a minute, we will join our brothers and sisters for Lebialem. We know say Oliver Lekea, so-called field marshal, he be descend because he want impose the authority and slay some of these chiefs. We get our member of the Secretariat, when a grandson of 2 of the 3 chiefs. Our condolences to the family. We know say today they commemorate. So Doc, and to the people of Lebialem, we continue for keep una in prayers and remember the departed souls of the chiefs.
Yeah, no, thank you. Again, maybe if we just take a minute of silence for them, for repose of their soul, and even before that atrocity will be committed for assault, several different other atrocities that will be committed by the same individual, around the BLM. And of course, not forgetting all the ones that die from the hands of our arch enemy, Lucifer incarnate himself, Emperor Biya and his cabal.
Okay. Eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon them. May they rest in peace. May their souls and the souls of all the faithful departed through the mercy of God rest in peace.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you, Doc. So as we would then pay our respects to our fallen chiefs and all our fallen compatriots, we'll go immediately jump into today's show. And the first shocking thing we just come out a few days ago was the burning of dormitory Fatima B at Queen of Rosary College in Okoyomg. That's for Mamfe. We know say that school now a historic school in southern Cameroons. We know say that school it be run by the Catholic Church. We know say that school is our property. La République no spend a single franc in building that school and bringing that school to what that school is. And producer they play the image of the burning of the school. And we as people of Southern Cameroon, we get for come out strong. We know say at the beginning of that video, the boys they claim say they are Ambazonia Restoration Forces, where we know say now a group will be controlled by the now defunct Sako IG group, Sako Chris Anu and Iringwa formed by them, which will be the other one in name. Old William, a young, where they always beat the chest, say he's in charge of Manu. And of course, the rest of the cabal. It is not necessary, may people that go out to burn schools. There were many, many ways where the forfeit stop this picking them from going to march. We see a few weeks ago for Boya, where will be condemned, where they be go attack picking them for school, naked them in public, take videos of them, publish them. if these fighters, they be go, just shoot gun for air, lock the gate, they begin enough for Komogo match. So we condemn, and if we know the names, if we know their faces, if we get their pictures, we go publish them. Because we don't always talk for this show, say, we no go remain quiet while some few riffraffs, some rascals, some criminals, they give the bad image. The struggle is not about destruction and savagery and primitivity and just anything because you get gun, you go enter any place, destroy, intimidate people, terrorize people, them like La République. This struggle is about separating ourselves from the craziness of La République after 60 years. So we take a position with these mad boys and where they get guns and when they do this destruction. We no endorse this. This is not done in the name of the struggle of Southern Cameroons. That will be very clear, Doc.
Right. And for you and me, as people that don't be benefit from education enormously, without which we will never be here to start up with. You know, and us, it's offensive, it's repugnant, and not even fathom the right words to use to really be able to condemn this. Yes, and this is where leaders, or quote unquote, as they call themselves, somebody has actually named them leaderless leaders, in the sense that a lot of these people who go around ranting just because they have the megaphone and talk all this crass, they got to actually realize that their words can mean something. You fit actually talk this thing, somebody with the inside with a gun, actually down, has been under constant stress. And sometimes, most of the time, you know how these things can happen when people have been under constant stress. They sometimes lose their faculty momentarily and act basically on their instincts. And so if you're a leader and you are telling them, making it sound like with your words, as if this was something that was, acceptable or that can be condoned, then you are just as culpable or even more culpable than these people who have actually done this. And the other thing that say, yes, we may actually even think that this group may actually be, they may be have been speaking English. Yes, they are maybe Ambazonians. Yes, these may be the hands that put that actually set this house, this school on fire. But you know, the problem is, you can always have your enemy use you as actually to raise up a fifth column, or useful idiots within the institutions to commit these kinds of atrocities. And it's like somebody pluck your one eye, or somebody injured your one eye, and then you do one fight back, then you pluck the other one. I mean, education, this is the most important thing, bar none, that every one of us should really like this singing from the rooftops. It is the one thing that has given us the advantage. And I will end by saying, if you go back and look at everybody will tell you about Sun Tzu or any war, they will tell you that there are 5 constant factors. And one of them, your guiding principle. What is guiding you? And we cannot, it is not a bottom, it's not a race to the bottom. The problem is we cannot continue to want the international community to sympathize with us, or morally it is egregious to even be talking about liberation and doing the same thing that, you know, copying our enemy. La République is the exact antithesis of what we want to be. And this school burning really makes my stomach churn. I got really churn. And look at how they put those children at risk. You know, anything could have happened. I mean, even though we are crying about buildings right now, you know that it could have been worse, right? What could have happened? Yeah. Some of these kids could have been burned alive in that building. I mean, how can somebody even begin to think? This doesn't represent Ambazonia, and it is far, 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 far away from what Ambazonia restoration or Ambazonia independence is all about.
No, I agree with you. But me, I'm not going to make excuses anymore, say, now fifth columnists or people being used. Now, the reason that way, if we get the names of the people, if we get their pictures, we'll go publish them. And anything will happen for them, make it happen for them. Because we get to start take responsibility. We get to take responsibility. Now, we picking them to go burn that school. We're not going to make any excuses. No be La Republic soldiers. We don't confirm. We not, for this show, one thing where we need to do now, say, we need the one be first person for break news, for say we don't break news. We always take with time. We do our research. We call on the ground. We call for Manu. We talk for people them where they did it. They acknowledge, say, na Southern Cameroonian boys them. They go burn that, na picking them. So, whether na somebody for Yaoundé, they use them, whether they don't smoke na the banga, the craze, whatever they do, there is no excuse, say, somebody fool them. We don't tell them, say, may they need to do certain things in way they know correct. And the problem, I say, as we you talk, Doc, some limited, short-minded people, short-minded individuals, they do for diaspora, wait for them. This is a political issue. They go on YouTube, these YouTubers, where they no one work, their owner forgot to put out stupid videos, they forget views, may YouTube pay them. They instead attack now other groups. They try to make them political. Where themselves better know them with their own kidnapping. This is not about groups or politics or posturing or gamesmanship. And I think this way we're supposed to come together as Southern Cameroonians, irrespective of whether you want to be the leader of the revolution or if you want to impose yourself as the emperor. This is something we get for condemn. Because even when Britain we take over Southern Cameroon from the Germans, they no be go born Prime Minister's Lodge for Boya because now Germans, they be Bilam. They be use that building as the seat of power in their new trusteeship territory. And that building is still there today. It was not a question of the Germans built it, so it must be destroyed. It was not a question of the Germans, they start CDC, so it must be destroyed. It was a question of what can we use to help build this new trusteeship territory we've been given to prepare them for independence, as was their mandate. So this nonsense where some individuals, them with short-minded people, them narrow-minded thinking people, them think say, if now government school, then it's fine for Bonham. Destroying this infrastructure, it bring we back. And the problem I say, the people them where they should for diaspora, they talk this stupidity, their own picking they go school. Their own picking they go school. You don't have to burn the school for stop picking them for go match. Right?
So, the point.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Finish your thought, no, because of interference and all. I'll be thinking you don't finish.
Because it just.
But the point I've been trying to make.
And ignorant.
It's the point I'd be trying to make, and when you ever think about the person waiting for diaspora, where they give directives, may they go do them, and we know them, and we have heard them. Go find yourself and ask themselves, what level of education did these people attend? Right? So because they not go school themselves, and ask yourself, before Ambazonian War 1 starts, our people have been oppressed for years. For the time where you don't be America, for the time where you don't be old enough, and those you don't work, you don't send money for whether not your tribe, whether not your alma mater, whether not your other groups, the way you go there where they can't invite you, say they raise funds for build schools, they raise funds for build hospitals, they raise funds for build things, and you've donated. Go and ask any one of these riffraffs if they have ever contributed a dime to build one of those schools back home, or maybe to equip one of those classes back home. They have never. And that's why to them it means nothing. If you don't have a vested interest in something that you have actually that you see its value, then they're not the thing that they call a golden ring, giving a golden ring to a pig. So many of these people don't see these schools as anything. They think that the schools, anything can go. And I just say the point you make about, sometimes there are some things that are so beautiful that even the enemy himself actually think we have to keep this. When Hitler invaded France, Paris, because of its architectural, something where spare Paris because of the architectural design. Where the military guys, the general, where go reach today, saw this place, it was so beautiful in the way that it was designed to say, we cannot destroy this. Like education, not only from the physical infrastructure, has to be that so beautiful thing in the mind that you consider above all else. And for every United Nations stuff charter, you know that 3 things that any moral person knows them are 3 places away. You know the one for attack and for during war. Now, number 1, na school. Number 2, na churches. Number 3, or places of worship. And number 3, na hospitals. And I know you and me, when we did secondary school and into university, we go here for Kabul, where gunshots that should go on around the hospital. But the Taliban's, for that matter, the Taliban's, remember, these people actually say Western education is a sin. They never really burned those schools. Yeah. They didn't. All right. What they were trying to do was to take those schools and convert it to the kind of education and teach their people, whether not for their madrasas or converting it to their madrasas, but they just wanted to teach the kind of content they wanted. You cannot go and burn the school and call yourself a liberation fighter. You must be, and that, but at the talk, I will go back to the thing where I've been mentioned, when I say, when you see the problem, I say, okay, these people there, they pull the trigger. There is no doubt saying our own picking the way they do them, right? But you know this, sometimes the like for even crimes scene, the mafia, the Don, it should on for down, then it send the low ranking, the lowly person, so may that person go commit the act. And so they can get plausible deniability or some kind of thinking that they have a moral sheet. No, that's the person that to me is the most condemnable.
So again, we'll go move on from this subject, but we'll go make them very clear to these rascals the way they work at the bomb this thing. There are so many ways for stop picking them for go match. They for go shoot gun for air. They for go lock the gates. They for do many other things without burning and destroying these Pekins, their things, for no reason, And they come on now for go burn this Pekin their skin way. They can't play AFCON day for 1 month. For 1 month. They do work inside, they no go stop that one. But they do worry about going to burn a dormitory, say they want to stop Pekin for no go match. It's all nonsense. And if they speaking and come out say they are whatever they call themselves, ARF, if not them, may they not say those are people them for inside where they control them for diaspora. They themselves not they point out how themselves they be thieves. So when they should on there for ground zero, when at the born school, say when at the ARF, Ambazonia Restoration Force, when at the work for some group where the same people then where they say they be leaders of those groups, they did now point fingers at each other. How were themselves they were thieves amongst themselves, covering up their own embezzlement and stealing. And when I did it for the serve them, for the duty and say when I the work under them. Then what is the difference with La République Ekelebe them? Where they work under Bia, where they thief their money and then they can't kill with people them. They can't destroy with people. What is the difference? Makes sense.
I'm only at pain. I'm only at pain says the name Ambazonia to be attached to this crap.
Exactly.
To this nonsense. That is the thing that is hurting. But then drill down to the Pekin the way they did. If some of these children would go from big normal kids to suffer post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, to just see a fire, send that fire on. This is a near-death experience for for a lot of these people, and we have to. I just wish we could get the name of these people who actually committed the act, trace them
to
the leaders. Once we get them, we will call out all those riffraffs from here.
We will call them
I don't care. Yes, evil at this point has to be named. You must name evil to shame it. If you don't name evil, you are as culpable.
If we get their names, their pictures, we go put them out. If La République, if anybody get them, may they pay the price. Enough of this nonsense in this struggle where people they should in the diaspora, some riffraffs on ground zero, they take upon themselves for the tarnish this image. We know if we should don't quiet, allow this to continue. We have to condemn it, and if we get them, we are going to publish it on this show. And person we no like them, may go hang. We are going to do it. We go come out forcefully to condemn this nonsense. That is not what this struggle is about. And this one brings us to the second point of this show. Because this morning we see pictures of picking them for mile 6 from Quen, where they go rob a gas station, a petrol station, enter inside the store, rob the patrons where they be there inside store, thief money. That same mile 6 way last week, they continue with kidnapping. That place is notorious. That picking up for mile 6 from coincide, it is too much. They continue the kidnap and they get a camp for inside Bafut where they kidnap people and go hold them.
Hearing you.
You need to hear me? Yes, they hear me. So we see the pictures where a kelebe them, wele them. And this is what is happening. Because when they continue this kidnap, they turn the community against them. And when the community realize and say, nah, fighters, people that would gone, they can't frustrate them, they go a kelebe, and a kelebe set them up. And they killed 3 of them. 1 of them run, wounded. Inside the motor where they say now, Senator Henry Kemende Imoto. First of all, how they get Senator Imoto? We'll never get the full story. But waiting me, I go think now say, when they be killed Senator, the authorities will surely take that motor because it is exhibit. It was a crime scene. And therefore, if that motor they in their possession, if you use that motor to send our stupid boys them who go commit a crime, then make they shoot them inside that motor and then turn around talk say, we be tell when I say na Amba they be kill senator, where they get senator motor because Bamenda na small town. You know if they drive senator in motor inside town where they don't kill senator. If na Amba boy they will get that motor, people they know identify them. Now small town. We're not talking New York or LA. We're talking a very small town where all man go no senator motor, where if na Amber boy they get that motor, how many weeks ago where they killed senator? You think say that picking for the drive that motor inside Baminda, somebody know for that spot him. They for that spot him. But because go ahead.
No, I'm just saying you are making the fundamental point where I make. I think I just laugh at the stupidity, the incompetence of these gangsters in their own they call a republic. Like you did just see, after all, maybe these are the worst of the worst in terms of maybe any intellectual endowment or any educational achievement, whether they make them for go become all these bees and stuff like that and so on. And everybody now, they look at that way and say, how can I use like an armed robber where they come for or a gang where they down the day inside the neighborhood and seeing how they can use whatever means to extort people. Because otherwise, how you go fit justify say these people as dumb as they are, you go give the senator Imoto, they go send now the boys may they go take that motor for go rob. But you know, this is the way this is common all over, right? God always have a way of revealing all this this criminality. And it is actually, it goes strain everybody credibility to think say this so now Amber boys are forget that motor. And then La Republic take this, and then as you said, they have a higher hand. But remember, in every society, they are common criminals. Ambazonia we get the own common criminals. Ambazonia we get the own morally low lives before this war finished. And Ambazonia will still get the own low lives. And now the people in this way, La Republic be taken, for find out, or if the other riffraff them from outside here that they use them, or the criminal gangs that they use them. And it'd be really, really pathetic. But one thing we would really hope for, drive down for every responsible person where he hold gun for for day. Mona go listen to some video, I think that for Bui, or I don't know whether I've been at Bui or for Momo, where one of the leaders he tell and I say, Mona not support them now because they're the whole gun. But Mona support them because what they're doing is morally right. And every young man where he hold that gun, he get for understand say when you hold that gun, you turn them against your people, you define your own death. You just hasten your time to the grave. And that's better go wake these people them up, then tell them, better give them the story.
Yes. Because some groups in the diaspora where they say kidnapping is their policy. And that's why I have personally for me, I don't get any sympathy. If people then say they go use this struggle, carry gun, they go intimidate people them, they go thief, they go kidnap, the tribe will destroy and they meet their fate as well you talk, Doc. It is their fate. Now them find them. We don't see the pictures. They kill them. Why? Because they take gun for go commit armed robbery, where we don't talk on this show severally. So you turn the people against you. How we know say no be the people them of that community? Because these gangs from Mile 6, they don't be notorious with their kidnapping and their terrorizing of the community. How we know say no be the community now, they don't go tell Ekelebe, position them. How do we know? Because this is what happens when the people, they don't get more than enough. And we hope say all Southern Cameroonian groups and way they should not for ground zero, they kidnap, they go intimidate traders, they go force them say they collect so-called tax or levy. When a thief, where they call them, whatever they want call them, it is not justified. No, so we go win this war. We hope say when I don't see what it happen for Mile 6, and we hope say when I don't learn when I lesson, if at all, when I feel learn. We condemn what they do, where they go harass businesses, they thief. As well you talk, if na common thieves, they don't meet their fate. But if now we fighters, because Mile 6, they kidnap people, then they take them, go hold them, collect ransom, and there is a camp where they go keep them there. And the fact say people they don't go there, they don't keep people, they don't kidnap people, they don't go that camp. The people they don't come out, they talk. Nobody know they go raid that camp. Means say there is some complicity somewhere with some fighters, because that camp should not be existing.
My distinction though, Ato, is that not be all man with a whole gun. It be with quote and unquote with fighters.
True.
Right?
True.
People that hold gun for criminality. Even though they claim that they use Ambazonia as a shield, the Ambazonia war as a shield. As I be talk, I don't make this analogy. Say my people that go tell you say, when tiger enters some village, thief go there go plenty, because all man thief go now and a tiger be thief out, right? So when you get a situation where now a moral idea, like the moral breakdown, like it occurred during war like this, you get all these people that were the day inside where they claim say they be freedom fighters, no idea about what it really means to fight for freedom. These are the people, some of them with guns, who are actually painting us black as Ambazonians. But I want the wider world to understand that they are thousands and thousands, 90-something% of all the good people, all the people that carry gun right now, they are the best amongst us in terms of like they don't give their life. They don't get to give their life. But you get few of these idiots where it detain them, and they be driven by some low lives also in the diaspora often, who are actually trying to use them as their claim to fame. And just around, because when you talk about the the first anniversary of the death of these chiefs, you realize amongst the people that we go, where Oliver be take them, Oliver the Kiaka be take them, go kill those chiefs. Many of those people that don't be taken or killed because the community gave them up. The community gave them up. Good. It's essentially what happened. Good. Because at this point, it's two gangs fighting, right? But you know, when you go back now, you see the committed young men and brave young men and women, the way they're there for inside the BLM, actually post the KAK at time. You realize how calm the BLM is in terms of, you know, the cohesion between the people and the fighting force, because they have understood that their security, the reason they are educated, they understand what it means to fight a liberation war. You don't want to become the dictator or maybe the tyrant that you want to slay.
Yes, so talking about that, because I want to bring them back to this Lekeya, their thing, and this Okoyomg, the ARF, and what happened for the BLM a year ago. They are not the only group, but now so they fight amongst themselves. That was the Sako Cabal. And we got to make them very clear to our people. Say, because if we not explain them, me personally, I not be interested in any of these groups in the diaspora, because we don't always maintain. Say, you cannot be lounging 3,000 miles away, wake up for morning time, go eat scrambled egg, no get anything to do, no work, go sit down on a computer, think say that's how you're going to liberate a territory from 3,000 miles away. No be so it work. But we still get some people them way they fall for that nonsense. And that group don't cause a lot of confusion. Right now, no be we the talk them. Now themselves, they done they into two camps, and they point fingers at each other. Sako, Iringwa, they did for their own camp with Fombard them. And then Chris Anu, Abongwa, Nanchop them, J-Card, they did for their own camp. They did now insult each other, saying that them be the thief. We get to make our people realize, say, we get to take responsibility for if we want to liberate ourselves. We know if we go shit down for house, and then it saying as some people them for diaspora, where their owner for cause confusion, because it's about gamesmanship, it's about photo ops, it's about show. They need to feel the pain where we not feel. And that's why we always talk for this show, say, ground zero, get to take responsibility. Make we know, say, this was the same gang of people with that Igiawang, all them. This was the same gang of people where they be know, they be go Elvis commenter waiting for so-called Restoration Council and that gang of do-nothing people where their owner will carry title. They be go APNC for Philadelphia, where they be lay out the problems with that Sako gang. They remain quiet. Eric Tato be publish a trove of information, bank statements, credit card use, abuses, embezzlement, evidence. They remain quiet, like say they don't know. Instead, they send the blue and white army for smear anybody who want to talk the truth. They knew about it. They were quiet. Today, they commode Chris Anude on everybody who want give you a chance to go on anywhere. They go call meeting, they hold Zoom, they do this, they do that, for try for sanitize themselves like they were the good people. And Sako was, all that audit scam, where they be the play. Why the so-called Restoration Council under committee, she don't talk, say, okay, this is serious enough. Let us take a look at it. They cover Sako. Today, they can't talk, say, Sako don't go sign $30 million contract with CDC. Sako, you were all part of it. You enabled it. And Chris Anwe, he own mommy, they be catch you with hundreds of millions of francs CFA. Get tied to them for Cameroon. He never talk about his own embezzlement. None of them need to accept responsibility. None of them need to show remorse or ask for forgiveness. None of them need to talk how much themselves say they be thief. Igiawang, where they do audios now, he the one deny. He be get money for defense. That money will be ever reach ground zero. Fighters on the ground, when they be talking, they need to see that money. Nobody no be go question Iringwa. All them they be there inside that mess. Today, because that money need to come again and they need to share them as well, they be say they go share them. They the one can fool we. Same way we believe say they are for the struggle. Now the same people then that way they don't hold the struggle back. So Doc, I don't know what you want to talk since we get limited time today.
So,
we'll get for
I gave a talk, say maybe just a few pointers. I was in Philadelphia, okay, for that APNC or whatever that we call that meeting.
Yes.
I would drive 7 hours to get to Philadelphia. But if you realize that before that meeting, this same parrot will be there on air, ranting, tweeting everywhere, talking about how some military guy that Cameroon will send, La Republique send military people for come out from ground zero, Banque, led by Banque, for come attack people. And I was like, I mean, for real? And some people were actually afraid. In fact, that is the reason why I decided to go. I left work and I left everything that I had to do and drove overnight just to go and face the and just see if it was true that an idiot like that in the United States, for God's sake, but this guy was able, there is no filter because him and truth are strangers, right? He's a stranger to the truth. And so he was able to make all of these, and just because they wanted to obfuscate, like you say, because just remember, say, just by then, their own audit, way that the system they be commissioned,
yes.
If you don't come out, talk how we, they be raised 800,000, even though by so many accounts, the people the way they be collect the money, many of which I know, because the person will be there in charge of collecting our money from the New England Northeast corridor, and the person will there for Midwest. I know at least 3 or 4 people there that be collect the money. Where the amount of money where they be submit them to the they never be tallied. It never be far more than way the audit be actually even account for. But given all those imperfections, the audit still came out and said, right, $800,000 plus dollars raised, and they could only account for about $300 and something thousand dollars expenditure. Think about that as a budget, and that it was at that time we were at that EPNC, and Cometa came in with I think Brado was actually was one of the people coming with him and other people to really at that point Cometa agreed, in principle, that what this guy did, he himself explained some of the things that he saw that were not right. But I was actually very, very, very surprised that these people did not have the moral fortitude, like the courage to go outside and confront the beast and say this is what was happening. Now all of a sudden, the same cabal way it be try for obfuscate. Again, as you say, because now they don't now fight over the spoils of who forget the bigger share of weighty of their thievery and who could be in control. So to continue and perpetrate the thievery. So because they are fighting over now, they are cannibalizing themselves. And then they are making it look like any one of them get any moral authority over another.
All of them are thieves.
As far as sheep are concerned, there is no difference between a wolf, a tiger, and a lion, because they are all cannibals who would eat the sheep. And that's what Amazonians need to take care of. And when it comes to Chris Anu specifically, I have to say to people, you go back and tell me, may they go back, first of all, go audit Levialem, okay? See all the money we don't go for inside Levialem and ask what was done with that money. And all of the things that we all man there for years, they talk, and the people had been talking about this, him and his brother, all they did was frustrate the real fighters within the place. And until they left, there was not going to be any fight. I mean, they were engaged in frauding newspapers. By their account alone, they don't kill like 10,000 La Republique soldiers for inside the BLM alone, but none of them was killed, just to justify their continual stranglehold on the money. These guys, these are not the people Ambazonia can trust.
None of them. And the reason that way would bring this thing up, for one, our people say, if we not be learn that lesson, somebody can tell Steve man, Tiger need to change his spots for ever, let alone for old age. Now, people in this way, they collect money, they thief the money, they be no, say thief, they go on. They go tell you, say, well, they be just keep on thinking, say they feel change, things say they feel fix things, they not be one meeting them. But now, the only reason why they talk now because they need to get that money, make them say self, they can't talk. Or they now they deny, say they no be touch that money, but they be no. They be touch that money, they are the same people. Whether now Chris Anu Abongwa camp or na Sako Irene camp where they still struggle for behave like say they no thief. Now this habit, where they don't learn for La Republique, where the government for La Republique is a gang of thieves, and they force the people for normalize the fact say your leaders have to be thieves. And so Bia Dede, Ngongo Ferdinand Dede, Louis Paul Motaze Dede, Samuel Ayolo Dede, non-thieves, Mbargangele them, Bampui them, embezzlers. But the people for La Republique, they don't just come for accept them, say it is normal. Our leaders are thieves, and that's who we recognize. But that will not happen in Southern Cameroons. We will never accept thieves, embezzlers, to be the leaders of Southern Cameroons. That group, whether they come in any other name, are the same people.
And
what did they know? When did they know? They knew, they partook in it.
Right.
Now the money need to come. They pretend like say they are all holy. Go ahead.
2 points, Ajo, before you close. La Republique, for La Republique, right? They always ask who among the proof, right? Where are the proofs, right? So these people have learned very, very avidly from their masters and their master Turks in Yaoundé. Like, because all of them, that you say, oh, show us the evidence. We don't have any evidence that, you don't have any evidence that we stole. The problem, in my view, is really not whether you stole or you did not steal. The problem is, if you knew you were there at the highest at the highest levels of that revolution, of that cabal, if you do not see these people stealing, number one, either you are the most incompetent leader, right? Two, you must have actually, you were an accomplice in, at that time, making people continue to steal money that was actually meant to defend our people, and therefore causing the deaths of our people. Or three, you are a thief. Neither of these three would disqualify you as a leader. So there is absolutely nothing here. We talk in, the Christian folks will tell you about sins of omission and commission. And then we will tell you about, so sometimes that the only condition, the one condition necessary for evil to thrive is for the good people to sit back and do nothing. And so if you're calling yourself a good person, yes, you cannot sit and claim that you knew about this. You knew this is war. It's not a computer game. There are real lives at stake. There are really lives. Some people, we have lost well over 50,000 Ambazonians, many of whom will not have been lost if this war, if this money had not been misappropriated, and the ability to contribute driven down, and our people have been able to defend the brave young men and women who decided to take the gun, defended our people, we would not be in this position. And so any one of them has to come out, first of all, and apologize to the people of Ambazonia for everything that they did. Either you are an accomplice, or you were you took part in the crime, or you are incompetent. All of you should shut up.
Yes, they not only apologize, and then leave the scene. Just go. Chris Anu, Abongwa, Sako, Iringwa, Igiawang, all wuna just go. Wuna don't thief, wuna don't take the money, wuna fight with ourselves, wuna just kill with ourselves, remain quiet in shame and disgrace. I don't know how these people are capable of still showing their faces with this kind of, I don't want to use the word all over their faces. It is, La Republique has done a number on us, So, and then this is where we go transition into our last point for today, Doc. Because one of the things that we Chris and would already start, therefore, when our fighters, they try to come together, they talk unity for Bui, it can't talk, say, from what I have seen, no pity, no support for Debui. May go back for Ngoki Tunjia, na Isobu. This is the same Isobu when them use Isobu for kill fighters. They use Isobu. We see a camp where General Mad Dog go burn a prison, release people, then where the same Isobu be done kidnap for collect ransom. Kumbo people, they complain about Isobu. Now the same Isobu, this way Chris Anu, the talk say, may not he be in charge, because this is the same person where they be the thief money, they play games, and they intimidate people. This is the sickness in this struggle. When our fighters on ground zero, they try to unite themselves, these same knuckleheads, they come in the diaspora. So one day they preach not only their group, they know they want to ignore. I want my producer play, we'll just get a few minutes, but producer, please, play with just 1 minute of that Meme Fako Unity video, and then 1 minute of the Bui video, so that we fit talk about them, because we really get for support with our fighters on the ground that they try to do, and make them know, say, there are many in the diaspora. Okay, no, we listen to this. The 4th day of February 2022, just increase the volume.
Now, the Amber fighters, the freedom fighters of Ambazonia and this, from Fako, after we lost our general from Meme, General Shadow, we don't come visit our brothers then. For say we make amends. If we don't make error, we try to see where that error come out, we see how we forge ahead. So when I see we do to our Major General Sagat, we do General Lucifer, General Sky, General Shaggy, Colonel Ras, and the rest from Meme. So we tell una Ambazonian say the peace where we don't fight them for long, and the unity, it don't come for ground zero. Whatever we are doing now, we do them from our heart. We don't give our life for free homeland. No matter what, we must free Ambazonians. So at the back una all, same una see what we do today. We need to do it because we like them. We don't love so many commanders for the few days away don't pass, so many generals. But we know say we are alive and not be very common, but we don't see put them for down, say we go free homeland. As we see in our commanders and this and generals for Meme and Fako, we don't finish meetings, we don't finish the tour. So now all with this, we do Major General Sagat, General Lucifer, General Sky, General Shaggy, Colonel Ras, all the captains them around. So we beg una Ambazonians and say, "Mona stop this talk when I talk about diaspora. Mona stop this bad talk when I try to put in fighting for we. Say, make una pray for we. More free this homeland. I will come back as our nation supposed to be. When I see what God they do for we, and they bless you every day, and they try to make sure say we free our homeland. May una not spoil them. May una leave we alone. At the back, una show una.
No be General Viper thing. Now the whole boy, the thing. Until we now boy so. They stand for you. And now the whole of Ambaland, they stand for you. When are here? Yes. And I want to again say, if the delivery of the man know they will be perfect. If any of we were with the whole gun, if we don't wrong in one way or the other, we this time we will say we'll be sorry. This struggle will not be soldier their own. Now a collective something. Soldier their life, it be for our hand. When our life, it be for soldier their hand. When are here, no? Yes. Together? Yes. Together? Yes. Yes. Thank you, plenty.
He is the Supreme General of None-LGA, presented by General Viper to his population of None. This is the Supreme General of None-LGA, General Flyover, presented to his population by General Viper, the General of Air Force. Here is the population of None, and here is the father of Northwest, the Supreme Field Marshal North PT, handed over their general to their population.
Okay, producer, thank you.
Here's the population of None here.
If you cut on for that point, we'll get a few minutes. Thank you. So, Doc, before we go, we just get a few minutes. We want to seize this opportunity to make our fighters on ground zero know. Say, no be all man for diaspora. As we would talk at the beginning of this show, with that nonsense where they go born Okoyong, with that thief people then where they kill for mile 6, thanks to their stupidity and their criminality. Say, no be all man for diaspora. They try to cause confusion. A large part of diaspora, they support Wuna unity. Any group where they want to promote itself, will not fit that one that their prerogative. They want to talk about themselves. They want to make themselves stand out like saying not only them they divide, or not them be the best group, or not them be the main group, or the best trained group, or what. That one that their prerogative, yes. But we go focus on supporting this unity where we see Wuna on ground zero they do. For Bui, for Ngokitunja, for Meme, for Fako. We stand with Wuna and heads then they now in the diaspora. Serious consultation where we go come up with them, we go present them for the people them after consultation for town hall, and we go try to bring diaspora where they want to support the unity forces across the entire territory and leave all this politics and politicking and personality cult and surrogacy. Groups and where they believe that if you continue to fight on their own for free Southern Cameroon, more power to them. But we for diaspora, we support the unity. We dare with Wuna 100%, and we go put our efforts, our blood and tears and sweat for back Wuna, if Wuna stay on this track of unity from the diaspora. Doc, I don't know what you get for talk.
Yeah, no, thank you, Ato. And for me, now the one thing that way it give me hope, where it make me sleep, with at peace sometimes, knowing say baby Martha, baby Carol, the Gabu, the Gabu massacre, the victims of the Gabu massacre, the combat shooting, the Kondo Titi, and the many more, well over 50,000 Ambazonians who have perished, that their blood will not go in vain because of what you see from this brave young men and women. And this is why I say these people are the best amongst us. And if we Ambazonians would get our freedom tomorrow, or not if, when we get our freedom tomorrow, it would be thanks to these people. And there is a situation I'm really hoping and begging and making sure, say, everybody where it there for inside diaspora, where it look, where it see where it go on, please continue for support these men, these brave men and women. Leave all these riffraffs that were they outside are brought here, the talk nonsense. And for make our people there from ground zero understand, say, if somebody give you money, call you, say me, you go kill your brother, please don't do it. You kill your brother, nobody will trust you. You kill your brother, you are also exposing yourself to death. You have just eliminated one more person way if of it defend you. You don't turn your that mommy way born that pikin, the sister way na pikin, the brother way na the sister way na brother, the brother way na your own brother way you kill him. All these people, none of them don't trust you, and if they give away, they go give if out of spite, out of anger, and they will give you up. But when I join our forces, when I go behave like ants, where they know individually they're not going to cross whatever they would ever use as their numbers for try, just the forces that were there for the power way they number for take and cross the water. And any of these people wait to when I do now when I let it go so now because they will not like life. When I not fight now because they will not like life. When I not fight now because they will not like money. More understand this from a very, very fundamental level, and we are there to support you people. And we would the blood of every Ambazonian we don't die. It will cover una and make sure say when I eventually lead us to freedom, to Boya, and make it a short journey for all of us. So again, I can just not help but be very happy about when I see those things. At least after talking all the things that we don't talk about, bad news from outside, you see these particular things like this that give you a lot of hope.
Thank you, Doc. So we'll go end on the note for encourage our fighters, the unity forces of Southern Cameroons. Say we go unveil next town hall Saturday, February 19th, a proposal with consultation where it then go down to some of the fighters on ground zero. Then too, they don't take a look. They don't talk with our go-to person where they deal with them. They be aware of the plan, and we will bring the plan to Southern Cameroonians. Now, a plan where it don't be discussed with the fighters on the ground. Now, a plan where there's a lot of grassroots consultation going on, and we hope, say, finally, after 5 years, we don't learn enough lessons for put this fight on the track where it's supposed to be. So that one, it will come for next town hall on Saturday, and we ask Southern Cameroonians for mark that date on their calendar, where we will go roll out this proposal, forget other ideas from Southern Cameroonians, how we feel move on forward. So we thank Una, and we go there with Una again Saturday and then Sunday for more of town hall hour. So Doc, unless if you don't get anything, then we'll hand over to studio for this hour.
Yeah. No, I think we can would only overtake from Ogatens. I mean today if we can hand the over on time, yes, then that's good. Thank our viewers and see you next Sunday.
Next Sunday. Thank you. Producer, over to you.